That was definitely the best I've seen us play all year, both ends. I would say our Delaware defensive first half was probably a little bit better, but especially offensively. 49 points in the first half, that's unheard of. I'll just say the key was I felt like we were getting great shots. They were trying to double the post. I felt like our bigs did a good job of just kicking it out. Guards knocked down the open threes tonight. We got to the rim. It was just all clicking in the first half.
Antoine, how good are you feeling right now to be in the flow of things and to be healthy?
I'm just actually glad to stay healthy right now. So, like, I'm glad to be back with the team. It's coming along, actually. Like, we actually clicking. Practice has been good. So, we just keep building on, like, games and practice.
How challenging was the first couple of months of the season for you to stay patient so you could get healthy?
Very challenging. This is my last year. I wanted to be out there with them, but they held it down though. So I was good.
Trey, I know confidence is a big part of sports. How much is that confidence building, and how do you sense it building as you win games?
Yeah, I would say, confidence is the biggest thing. You might not be the most talented team, but if you're the most confident team, you got any chance to win any night. I would say those last two conference games that we won in a row, I felt like that was huge for our confidence coming into conference play. We're on a 4-game stretch right now, 4-game win streak, and we're just going to try to keep building on it.
You guys went on a 13-0 run headed into the break. What was kind of everyone saying that you guys liked out of your squad that you need to keep at pace in that second half?
Definitely, because in earlier games this season, we've tended to let the other team go on runs like right before the first half was over with, and then we kind of dug ourselves a hole. So that's been a big emphasis the past few games. Just make sure we finish the final 3 minutes of the first half on a strong note, then the first 4 minutes of the second half on a strong note as well.
Antoine, it seems like you're partly guard, partly forward. How would you describe your game? Can you play inside or out?
Yeah, I can play anywhere. I just wherever the team need me to do, yes, I'm willing to do it. So whatever they need me to do at that time.
And what stood out to you as you watched these guys through the first portion of the season? Did you know that it was there? If you guys just had the time to get healthy and get it clicking?
Yeah, I knew we would have a pretty good team. We could have a pretty good team. So we just have to put it all together. Everybody get healthy and just basically put it all together.
Trey, do you like a quick turnaround between games like this?
Do I like it? Probably not. But, we just got to emphasize taking care of our bodies, tomorrow and then before the game Sunday because, New Mexico State, they're a good team. So, we got to be ready to play.
What has he brought to the team since he's been back in action?
Hey, B is like the missing piece of what we've been needing. We probably needed like another player that, just plays with good toughness, going to get on the ground, going to get rebounds, going to guard. It felt like we might have been missing that the first part of the season, and I feel like we found it with him.
Your first homestand and for Conference USA opponents, how good is it to finally get that home field advantage?
Yeah, our fans are great. I feel like we I wouldn't say let them down, but, we lost a couple early home games, and we felt like, we shouldn't lose at home, not in front of our fans. So that's just been a big emphasis, especially in conference play. Just make sure we don't lose at home, protect home court.
A great team win. Thought our guys came out with great energy on both sides of the basketball, and I think defensively in the last 4 games we've made great strides. But I think that has a lot to do with having healthy bodies. 10, 11 guys where you can practice at the level you need to practice at. They playing together. Antoine Burnett has gave us major minutes. The physicality, the experience on both sides of the ball. Mike and Keith do what they do, and our guards are playing well. They shot it well. And they've been putting the work in shooting the ball, but they shot it well tonight, so it's a great win.
Look, the first half passing was really good. You guys were making the extra pass. Obviously, hitting open shots. So how did you assess the offense in the first half?
I thought it was good. Things we spent a lot of time on, obviously, one of the major things, getting the ball inside to Mike, and after that, playing in spacing. We call it draw 2. Try to get 2 guys on you, we got to make a play. If you get 2 guys on you, you have to fight to make the next play, and then we play. So once we do that, drive the ball, penetrate, shoot it, open shots, post-ups, cutting to the basket. A lot of moving parts, and easier said than done because we're still hovering around 10 turnovers a game, which is pretty good with a lot of ball movement. But credit our big guys with making good decisions with the ball. Even our guards make good decisions. Like Trey is a young guy, he makes good decisions with the ball. But it's a lot of practice to be able to do that.
When they were struggling in the post, was the game plan all along to have the Williams open out on the perimeter?
Well, the game plan for us is some kind of way that ball gonna hit Bonsu's hand. Some, and even Keith, Bonsu more in the low post, and Keith, where we create a switch with a smaller guy, and then the offense kind of goes from there. Once we get the advantage, we take advantage of the advantage. And but for us, it's like when we got stagnant during that second half. I don't know if we got excited because we were making shots or getting opportunity, but we were missing Bonsu, meaning not throwing him the ball. And at the time, I just said, man, he got to touch the ball. He got to touch the ball. And then it kind of opened up for us. And because he's not a guy who can complain about getting the ball or not, but he has to touch the ball in order for us to go the way we need to go.
How would you describe Antoine's game? It seems like he's kind of a positionless guy. He can play inside or out.
Got a good feel. He can shoot the ball. He can post up. And really, he's still getting his conditioning in. So it's a credit to him to be able to play that many minutes that long. But his experience, he's probably our best defender, really, when you're talking in terms of getting his hands on balls, being active, being physical, understanding situations, closing out on guys, knowing who's who. I mean, he can switch, and all of a sudden he's on the point guard, he's on the big guy. He can feel it. But that was one of the biggest things when we talked about in recruiting him, his IQ for the game, his feel for the game, and his defensive tenacity.
I asked Trey about this just a few minutes ago, but you guys went on a 13-0 run headed into the break. He was saying that was something that they've been working on, capitalizing right before halftime.
Yes, finishing the halves. And just coming out being strong, even in the second half. Sometimes lineup changes, sometimes guys feel good, you're getting up, but we try to talk about every possession down. Every possession down is the last one. Every possession down. And keep taking care of the ball, keep making good decisions. And they're a physical team. They're physical, they have length. I love their length and athleticism. So they're getting those passing lanes, and they jump you a lot. So we had to rely a lot on Mike and Keith picking and popping, not necessarily in the post. Mike got it late in the post, but pick and pop. Now they have to work it down to get there. So, because it's kind of a unique defense where they try to keep you on one side of the floor, and you got to be able to make plays. And if you're not used to it, it can be tough.
Trey is a highly acclaimed freshman, but he's starting to really show that he can make shots now.
Yes.
I'm sure that's no surprise to you, but how have you seen his game evolve here recently?
Well, he's an intelligent young man. He works hard at it. He has a good feel, has a good pace as he continues to get his conditioning. Not that he has poor conditioning, but when you're trying to pressure a ball full court, you're trying to run a team, and guys getting physical with him, that can take a toll on him. But what he does a good job. He asks for subs. He always I'm exhausted, and I can see it a lot of times. But just his maturity as a student athlete, studying film. He spends a lot of time studying film, studying good basketball, good point guards, filling the game. But he also is a guy that can score the ball. He's not just a shooter. He can score. So as he gets better offensively, driving the ball, making plays, we get better.
Anything else for Coach? Well, as far as I asked the guys about this quick turnaround between games, as a coach, what kind of challenges does that present to you?
Well, in most cases, 75% of what we do is what we do. So I took a peek at New Mexico State, just in watching film. Just because sometimes when that turnaround so quick, I remember being in the Pac-12, it was like that, Thursday, Saturday. So you had to prepare. So if they did something totally different, we would practice it. But they don't do a lot of things different than this team. And we won't spend a lot of time on the floor, just really kind of walk through, talk through, and film. So it won't be anything on the floor.